concept generation, we were kind of inspired by the game Hungry Hungry Hippos, where you're basically guiding a hippo to collect marbles within the game board. So we converted the theme of or the context of hippos into space. So basically, we are targeting an age group of like 6+. So basically, the idea of our game, the context of our game, is that you're guiding an alien through outer space on a zero gravity platform. And you will be capturing or abducting small planets, which are the marbles that you can see in the back, and capturing them and putting them into the black hole. So here is our final rendering of the Credo CAD model. So essentially, we have three components. We have pieces on top with the alien figurine, the legs, which have solenoid actuators within the top. So basically, they will be random movement, or they will be moving at random to simulate a zero gravity space scene. So basically, the game board will be moving at random like this, and then the user will guide the wand in order using magnets to move the alien around to collect marbles. So here is our simulation. So basically, the user will be grabbing onto this blue handle here, which is magnetic. It has magnets mounted in the top of it, which move the magnets of the alien. So basically, the user will be guiding the alien to go and collect the marbles, which you can kind of see. The marble will go into the black hole, and there'll be more marbles on the screen. I know it's a pretty crude simulation, but that's essentially our game. So here are our 3D printed components. We have the alien. And these slots here on the affection zone of the alien have these cutouts on it, which go around the marble. So basically, you can capture the marble within those slots, and there's 3. So there's 1, 2, 3 on the back side, and then on the underneath side, on the underneath side is where the magnets are mounted, which you'll be able to see later on. And then we painted it, of course. And so here are our obstacles, which you can see that are placed on the board using the suction cups. We have the rocket obstacle, the asteroid obstacle, and the star obstacle. The suction cups allow them to be placed however the user would like on the game board. And then here's just how our suction cup goes in. So it's basically press fit into the bottom of the obstacles, and then we remove the metal part. And I'll hand off to you.
So this is the wand that the user holds and is able to control the alien itself. As you can see from the picture on the right, the wand was assembled in 2 parts. The first one was made in the envision technique. This was due to volume constraints within the tech. So the second part was made using main pots. So it was made based on the handle. And of course, as you can see on the picture, you have 2 magnets that are attached on top. I wanted to bring that to your attention because this is the primary way of how a user will be able to control the alien itself. The alien and the handle have a total of 4 magnets, so 2 magnets per part. The orientation is made in such a way where there's not only a translational movement but also a rotational movement to the alien, so the user will be able to twist the wand and the alien will twist itself. The magnets are oriented in a way that was opposite to each other, so on a single part, one of the magnets would have the southern side facing up, the next magnet over would have the southern side facing down. This would create a attraction and a propelling force on the alien itself, which would have the same orientation. That would enable us to twist the handle and therefore rotate the alien in its place. This is just a brief overview on the legs that you can see. Also, they were made from 2 parts due to volumetric constraints. The legs themselves hold the solenoids, as you can see. types of legs. The standard leg, which is in the middle, as you can see, does not have the extensions that are present in the leftmost picture. The extensions there are for the Arduino to attach to. So the actual finished extension part is on the right hand side. Just to go over the board itself, this was done through laser cutting acrylic sheets. Was composed of 3 layers. Just a way to assemble a piece of paper sandwiched between the same space that's there, and of course the goal is also clear. And the goal, by the way, has a lip in it, so when the marbles are inside the goal, it's less likely that the marbles will be going out, because obviously you don't want aliens to lose their planets in their capture, right?
Okay, so I will talk about the electronic component. So just a quick review, since most of us are mechanical engineers and not electrical engineers. A solenoid is a wrapped wired coil that will produce magnetic field when you pass an electric current through it. So for the purpose of our project, we wanted to pass electric current through our solenoids one at a time to randomize the movement of our board. So in order to do this, this is our circuit diagram. So we have the Arduino connected to the base pin of our transistor, which we use as a switch. The emitter went to ground, and the collector was connected to our solenoid and the diode. So the upward motion of the solenoid actually allows the actuator to temporarily act as a generator, and this creates some power. So in order to prevent any kickback voltage from harming the rest of our circuit, the diode is placed where it is so that it will absorb any of that energy. And this is all connected to a 12-volt power supply. So a little bit more about a transistor. So for the use of our project, we use the transistor as a switch. So as I mentioned, there's the base collector and emitter. So the Arduino, there are 3 designated pins, each connected to a different base pin on 3 transistors, 3 pins. So when the code would allow for 1 pin, there would be 5 puts out voltage to that designated pin, and 5 volts would be coming in through the base. And this, in essence, calls upon the larger voltage and turns on the switch, and the collector is engaged with the emitter, and the solenoid is then engaged at that moment. So using the code, we randomize that up when 5 volts are being output to each pin. So this is the full diagram. We put the 3 solenoids in parallel with each other so that we could use the 12-volt power supply to power the whole thing. So in order to do this, I did have to do a lot of prototyping, did some breadboarding, use LEDs to test the code, and when it all worked, I ended up soldering it onto a PCB. The big chunky things connected to the transistor are heat sinks, and the reason those are on there is because when you run too much current through a part, it gets really warm, and I actually did end up blowing through my transistors because I was running too much current through it, because the wiring inside gets messed up. So we ended up attaching these heat sinks onto the transistor to eliminate some of that heat and make sure that we don't blow it through. And so I'll let you fill up the video simulation, and I'll try to get this.
Video demo before the actual demo. So this is how it's supposed to work. Users having one boards. Try to get the fans into that door. So we fixed that problem actually. That's not going to happen today because, as you can see, I don't know if you can see actually, we have a base plate on the bottom there, so it holds the legs in place. And as you can see, as Joel is controlling the wand around it's not going to fall over, so don't worry about it. It's not.
So again, since the video we made there, to increase stability, we added the white board on the bottom, and it seems the wires, something would go wrong. So I ended up just mounting the PCB onto the whiteboard. But given more time, we would work to make the board a little more aesthetically pleasing and work on some wire management just to make sure that it all looks really good. And we'll now open the floor up for some questions.
Would you think if you had a time to change the blood call? Since right now I see the video and the demonstration that the pulse goes in and goes out again.
Right.
You want to make like a sync call, like it goes so that it doesn't go out.
Yeah, so maybe we did talk about having like curved surfaces, make it even more random. So maybe we could add a curvature here to make sure that they can't like ramp into there. So you have to actually force the ball into the light bulb. So yeah, that definitely was a design problem.
So it does currently have it stepped downwards where you can make that more pronounced. That may help keep the marbles in. But you know, if a race inside the planets itself find a way to escape the black hole, I will leave that possibility out there. So it's part of the play value. You don't want to.
And we did try to account for that problem by actually having pieces of acrylic in between our two sheets, just to increase that thickness so that the marble would have less of the time popping out or like coming out of the slot itself. But we did want to make sure that the acrylic didn't get too heavy for the solenoids to push up, as well as
You're basically dragging the top with two magnets, right? So does that leave any kind of mark on the zinc at all? Or is it all completely smooth? Really no friction?
There is a paper lining that actually covers the bottom surfaces of both the handle, which is the one, and the alien itself.
So is the suction cup like is it for removing placing it like
It's to induce randomness within the air plate itself. So you understand.
Yeah, so is it possible for the user to like accidentally change the orientation of the board as they're moving the wand around, or is that pretty fixed in a given orientation of the solenoid?
So our magnet strength is actually pretty ideal for this situation, but it does see, as you can see, the game board does kind of flex. But like she said, if we had more time, we would work on the fix of the board, whereas we